Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about BTC on the macro view and all that good stuff. But before we get started, let's make sure the sound is good and the sound is back on and all that good stuff before we dive into the analysis, right? So sorry for the delay, right? For the 20 minutes no sound and all that good stuff, right? So let me check the chat room first, right? To make sure Iceman can hear and everybody else, right? All right, finally, Crazy Young says finally. Thanks a lot, man. Sorry, I thought someone said sound is good, so I took a look at the chat room for a quick second, and I was already doing my analysis and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and just repeat repeat the whole live stream, right? So now welcome back to Sun Crypto once again, right? If you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Discord group and all that good stuff, link in the description, right? So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to discuss BTC on the macro scale. Okay, we're going to start off from the monthly time frame, right? Just like you saw it with no sound, right? We're going to discuss it with sound from the from the macro scale all the way down to the hourly basis, right? And we're going to try to figure out how to prepare, right? How to get ready for the next cycle, the next 3 months. The next 3 months going to be crucial. Okay, if you're bullish, yes, you're going to get excited. If you're bearish, yes, you could be getting excited, because we're going to discuss all that, all those little details and how to be basically be prepared and take advantage of the market. It doesn't matter which way it goes, right? We still going to take care of business and be profitable, based on the direction of the market, right? So now we're gonna start off we're gonna start off the analysis on a monthly basis, right? The monthly, what we've been saying over the last few months, since April and all that good stuff, we said clearly, okay, if we dump down to this to the low 30k range, right, we could anticipate a potential support right around the monthly 21. Yes, we did not retest the monthly 21. That's why I like to use the 21 EMA on a 3 weeks basis, because it is going to front run the price, right? Instead of waiting for the monthly 21, you're gonna start buying at the 3 weeks 21 EMA, and that's exactly what we've been doing right here. And what we said was yes, we can still drop down to the monthly 21 EMA, however, it is not guaranteed. Okay, so if we go back in 2018, as you can see right here, we did not retest the monthly 21 EMA on our first dump from 21k right here. As you can see, if we basically take a look at it on a 3 weeks basis, what happened back then was bang, okay, got support from the monthly from the 3 weeks 21 EMA, and we got a nice bounce back up and all that good stuff. If we take a look at it right here, also back in 2019, after we pump all the way up to a 14k, right, we dump all the way down to the 3 weeks 21 EMA. So that's one of the reasons why I was basically saying don't be bearish once we drop down to 30k, because we could be moving sideways for a 3 month and all that good stuff before we see any pushback up. And guess what happened, guys? We dumped all the way down to 30k, just about the 3 weeks 21 EMA, and moved sideways till July, late July. What happened late July was we saw a big push to the upside from the 31k support, and what we said in our premium was it is a reversal. Okay, on a 3D basis, as soon as we started breaking out above 33k, we said, guys, that's exactly what we've been looking for. We've been patient for 90 days, right? So it is time to suck it up, and we're most likely going to be pushing above the 48k and all that good stuff. And that's exactly what happened, right? So the monthly 21 EMA going to be our support for the next a few months, right here, especially October. I'm not saying, once again, we're gonna drop down to the monthly 21 EMA, but the analysis is not about being bullish or bearish. So bulls are watching, bears are watching. So if you're bullish, you know what to look for. Okay, if you're bearish, you don't want to be shorting BTC around a 30k once again, right, as we said. And if you're bullish, right, if we break out above like a 58k 60k, we're going to talk about it on the 50-day cycle and discuss how important 58k going to be, how important 58k going to be over the next like few weeks till October 28th, and we're going to discuss why October 28th, right? So monthly resistance, once again, 58 up to 60k. Monthly support going to be 31k 30k support right here, just about the monthly 211 EMA, right? So now let's take a look at the 50-day cycle. The 50-day cycle, guys, it is quite important. Okay, it is one of the most important macro cycle, right, when you take a look at BTC, right? So right here, back in October 2020, what we said was like, guys, it doesn't matter if you're bullish or bearish, right? If we close above 10.5 by October 27th 28th, right, give or take, right, we're most likely going to be in a bull market, because it is not, we're not going to get anything but air above like a 10.5. Everything else is just going to be everything going to be air above 10.5, and we could be pumping all the way up to some crazy prices. And I used to call it like zero resistance, right, area. So that's exactly what happened. So if we're going to repeat the same scenario, right, we know October, from October, right, late October especially up to mid-December, it is one of the most volatile range, okay, when you take a look at the BTC price action in a bear market or in a bull market, it doesn't matter, right? So if we close above 58 to 60k, right, by October 27th, right, we're most likely going to see some crazy prices above 60k and so on. I'm not calling for 300k, I'm not calling for $1 million BTC. We're just going to say, right, it is not going to be any, we're not going to get any resistances, right, until we basically do another analysis and basically talk about like what type of resistance we're going to get, right? Once again, I'm not calling for 300, I'm not calling for 150. All I'm saying is if we break out above 58 to 60k by October 27th, just like what happened back in 2020, bulls going to be in total control, okay, and no need to be bearish, okay. As I said right here, once again, after we close above 10.5, right, we actually closed right around like 13k. What I was calling for was like 17, 19, 20 and all that good stuff. After we hit like, you can go back and check my analysis, right, after we hit like a 20k 24k, bulls started to give up and say we're going to dump down to the 21 EMA and all, 21 EMA on the weekly and all that good stuff. What I was saying was like, guys, let's not focus on the weekly time frame. The trend is so strong, right? We're just going to focus on the 3D time frame, right? And that's how we basically did, and basically stay with the trend all the way up to 65k and so on. So we could see a similar situation over the next like a few weeks, so be ready, okay? So however, guys, I know some bears are watching. So bears, one thing they could do, right, to change the entire structure is like to wipe out the entire gains right here. If we basically close right there below, right there 31.5, just about 31k, right, we could see a potential bear market continuation, right? Remember, if we close below 30k by October 28th, also right, we could see some potential bear market continuation. As you can see right here, back in 2018, after we broke out below the 21 EMA, we dumped nearly 43%. Okay, right here back in March, we called it, right? We said we're going to be dumping all the way down to 3 to 4k, not based on the 50-day cycle, but take a look at it, guys. We dumped also 45%, right, after breaking out below the 50 days 21 EMA. Could we see something similar right here? That's possible, okay, but I'm not saying it will. We will take a look at it once we retest 31k. If and only if we even retest 31k, we will take a look at it, and we're going to be ready for some lower prices and all that good stuff if we break out below this range, right? Something to basically keep in mind. Now let's go ahead and move on to the 21 days time frame, okay? The 21 days time frame is calling for some high volatility, right? As you can see right here, I discussed it back in I think like back in June, July, after we crossed negative right here. What I was saying, like, is like whenever we basically cross negative on our MACD, on our on the 3 weeks time frame, we tend to get another pullback up. Okay, we knew we are going to get some pullback, even though the MACD was calling for what, a negative momentum. Sometimes you just have to read it ahead of time, not like you know, after you get the crossover, because we were ready for a pullback from 30k to a 48 or even 50k. We were ready for, right? So what we were saying was like, if we're gonna get a pullback, but we're gonna have to be very cautious once we pull back up to a, you know, 50% to 0.618. We discussed it back in April also regarding the bear market time cycle. That's why it is very important to be cautious right here, not to be extremely bullish, not to be extremely bearish, just be neutral. You know, wait for price action to give us a direction, because I would say right now it is a 50-50 thing. I don't like to say 50-50, but you know, being at 50% pullback after the retest of the 211 EMA, I don't want to be too I don't want to be saying like bears are 90% or 80% in control, or like even 70%. I would say 50-50 right now till we get a clear direction. Below this range, bears going to be over 80-90% in control. Over, you know, over basically a 63-65 range, bulls going to be 90% in control, right? Right here on a 3 weeks basis, I would say neutral. We're making a bull flag, yes, but it is slightly, you know, it is more neutral than basically a bull trend, right? So keep that in mind on a 3 weeks basis. The 3 weeks support going to be right here, just about like a 36, right? 35, 36, and resistance going to be right around like 56 or to 58, give or take, right? Right there. That's going to be our first horizontal resistance. Secondary horizontal resistance could be all the way up to 63 on a 3 weeks basis, right? And candle going to close on the first, right, which is like the first day of the cycle, the quarterly cycle, and the first day of the month, of course, right? And we're going to start a new fresh 3 weeks time frame. Could we move sideways right here over the next like a few days just to stay right here, not basically break out above 52 or not even breaking down below 42? That's possible. We're going to take a look at it on a weekly basis and all that good stuff, and to see what type of behavior we could see going forward, right? So 3 weeks kind of neutral, right? So now let's take a look at the 7-day cycle, 7-day cycle or weekly cycle, depending on how you like it, right? So we above the 211 EMA right here. Okay, we did say, okay, we're going to be breaking out at some point, right? And once we get the breakout, we're going to retest the 211 EMA. That retest is going to be a shakeout. So we knew, okay, and we were confident like we're going to get some sort of shakeout. Could be a 20%, 30%, 40%, but all we were saying like we're going to be retesting the 211 EMA, and most of these alt, especially we talk about it on link, going to be dumping down to a 24, 25 to retest support. We just didn't know when, and we did retest the 24, 25 support for link, right? BTC retested the low 42. We're going to talk about it on the 3D basis also, how we basically got a nice support on the 3D 21 EMA right here. Now we just have to stay above the 21 EMA on a weekly basis. As long as we can stay above the 21 EMA, if you're bullish, not financial advice, right, you're still in control. Okay, I know volume is decreasing and all that good stuff, but sometime in a bull flag, you don't, I mean, sometimes when market is correcting like a sideways, it is hard to find it is hard to basically get big volume. Okay, so we're moving sideways right here, you know, on a weekly basis. Support 42, 43, resistance up to 54, which is like 0.618, right? As we were expecting right here. What we were saying during our last live stream, if you watch our last live stream, if you didn't, make sure to hit the notification so you can get all my live update and all that good stuff, right? I'm trying to give you one of the best analysis in the crypto space, right? Unbiased analysis, right? Not because I'm bullish or not because I'm bearish, but just what I see in the chart, right? So right here, you can see like we were expecting what, 54.3, right? But guess what? We got rejected just about like a 53, close enough, right? Close enough, and dump right back down. Which is basically what we were saying regarding the shakeout, right? So now we just have to stay, once again, we just have to stay above the weekly 21. Breaking out below the weekly 21 EMA right here could give us some, you know, high volatility below the weekly 21, and we could be looking for you know, support at 0.618 temporary if you're short-term trading, right? Right here, 0.618 going to be roughly around like a 36 to a 37k range. Okay, so weekly resistance, once again, it is going to be just about like a 54. Once we break out above 54, we got our next resistance up to a 56.4 right here, based on price resistance, right? So weekly support, once again, 36. Weekly resistance going to be all the way up to a 56. So we're going to try to stay in this range over the next like a couple of weeks till we close the monthly cycle and all that good stuff. Then we're going to decide if bulls or bears want to take control for the rest of the year, the rest of the year and all that good stuff, right? Once again, guys, October, November, December, we tend to see high volatility depending on the direction of the market. It doesn't matter if we pumping to the upside, it could be a blow off top. If we basically retrace lower, it could be a capitulation. So but October through December, no sideways correction. Okay, it is going to be pretty volatile, so we have to be mentally ready for both direction, because we don't know which one going to be playing out, right? No one knows, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the 3D basis, right? The 3D basis, guys, we got a nice support right here. Even though the dump was pretty heavy right there, right? Pretty heavy, right? Beautiful dump from the bears. Got support. Bulls got support from the 43 support. Got support from the 43 area right here, and move sideways just like what we did right here. Okay, the correction right here, as soon as I saw it, I was like, guys, this is the same correction we got back in May through July, right there. So we created the same correction right here. We're going to take a look at it on the 6 hour. As soon as we got our 6 hour bull divergence, right, from 44k area, we said, guys, we're going to be pushing back up, right? We're going to be pushing back up and going to be looking for some high prices and all that good stuff, right? So right here, as you can see, we pump all the way up to a 48.8. Okay, 48.8 was 0.618 as we just discussed, right? So on the 3D basis, we just have to stay once again above 45.610, which is going to be our short-term support on the 3D basis. We got our 100 EMA right here, almost at 38. And 38, if we take a look at it, it is nearly at 50% pullback right there. Okay, so 50% pullback down to a 0.618. It is going to play a crucial role just in case bears want to call for a zigzag formation. You know, bears, they like ABC on the downside, right? So whenever they see a bear flag, they're going to be like, oh, we're going to be making some ABC correction and we're going to be retesting low prices. That's possible. So do not ignore it just because you're bullish or all that good stuff, right? So staying above the 21 EMA, going to be a good sign for the bulls. As soon as we break out above the 52k right here, we definitely could be looking for the 58. However, if we break out below the 45 right here, it could be a strong downtrend and we could be looking for the 38 all the way down to a 36 range, right? So got to play safe depending on the direction of the trend, right? When we take a look at the MACD on the 3D basis, bulls could be saying like, oh, I'm gonna stay with the trend. The MACD, it is still positive, okay, but it is looking like we could get a negative MACD right here. So let's see how we're going to close the candle. It's going to close in 48 hours, right? So now let's dive into the 2D basis. 2D basis right here. So bear is going to be calling for some dump, right? So MACD is negative, right? MACD is negative. So what we need to look for, right, is like, are we going to be pumping to the upside? We could potentially retest the 2D 21 and try to push back up. However, the MACD could fail to cross positive, and if that's the case, it means like we're going to get some sort of rejection and we could get this big flat correction on the 3D basis. So it is a very challenging range between 47 up to 52 and down to like a 43. It is going to be a very challenging trading range, right? We can still, once again, we can still pump all the way up to like a 53, 54.786, right, give or take right here, and get the dump right back down right here just to create the bigger flat correction and make a decision after that. In general, okay, a flat correction, I like to say it is for me, okay, personally for me, it is over 80% bullish. Okay, whenever we see a flat correction, we just tend to suck it up, and now we got a potential bullish uptrend, just like what we're seeing on Filecoin, right? And on Litecoin, on Waves. Okay, all of them give us some flat correction and a continuation to the upside, right? So something to keep in mind, you can't see it on a daily basis like this correction. If you only trade, like, let's say the hourly time frame and all that good stuff, you're not going to be able to see this type of potential pattern, right? So something to keep in mind, right? So but we're going to need the MACD right here to flip positive, just in case, right, we do break out right here and we don't basically get a strong support from the bulls to push the price higher. Okay, if we break out, MACD has to basically cross positive, right? So on a 2-day basis, bears just need to break below the 21 EMA, and they could be in total control and create a zigzag formation. Okay, both of them going to be correction. Okay, remember, let me just repeat it. Whenever you get a push to the upside, right, whenever you get a pump, right, you're gonna get some sort of correction. You just don't know what type of correction you're gonna get. You could get a zigzag like that, all right, or you could get a double top, double bottom like that, right, or you could get a triangle like that. So you don't know which one of these, okay, which one of these correction you're gonna get. As of now, we can say like we're going to be strongly making a zigzag like that, all right. We could make this correction, right, or we could push to the upside and retest the bottom and basically make the correction right here. I don't know about a triangle. We can still make a triangular formation like that also. So the entire range, right, it is just it is just correcting. We could also make this correction. We don't know. Okay, we just don't know, but we could speculate like, okay, if we break out up to like a 50500, basically 50.5, and do not get a breakout, we could be retesting the support area somewhere around here, okay, and create a beautiful triangular formation. So you got to be ahead of the game, not just saying, oh, we're gonna pump or we're gonna dump. When market is correcting, no one can tell you which way it is going to go till basically the correction is done. Okay, right now we're just halfway through the correction range, so we still have to wait. Okay, if you're basically looking for a breakout and all that good stuff, right? So something to keep in mind. So hit the likes, guys, hit the likes, right? Hit the likes. Hey, what's up, Iceman? Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a while, man. Hey, Skybit, thanks a lot for tuning in. Baba Yaga in the house. So sound is good. Sorry guys, sorry, I don't know what happened, man. I got a brand new mic. It wasn't a mic. I think like I just had to I think I unplugged it yesterday and plug it back on, and I have to go through the the XSplit and reselect the mic and all that good stuff. My previous mic wasn't doing that. I don't know why this guy is doing this, right? So, but something I learned today, right? So next time I will check it before I take 20 minutes of your time, right? Your bearish time. If you're bearish, right? So now let's move on a daily basis, right? So on a daily basis, right here doesn't look so happy. So daily time frame, price action doesn't look so happy. We now getting some high volatility potential pattern right here. I don't like when the MACD looks like that. Okay, I just hate it, right? Because I know if we break out, it is going to be a strong breakout. Okay, it could basically drag all the way down right here, and it is going to take forever for us to get another either bullish crossover or even a double bullish crossover right here. That's why I hate it, right? I hate it in a way like like what I mean, I hate it. It means like if I'm bullish, I don't like to see it. If I'm bearish, I love it, right? So something to keep in mind, we gotta basically get a breakout, okay, to the upside if we want to see high prices. And if you're bearish, you could be ready for some higher, bearish momentum, okay, based on the pattern we're seeing right now on the MACD, right? Something to keep in mind. So bear is slightly in control, right, on a daily basis right here. So let's take a look at the 6-hour time frame, because the 6-hour time frame is not calling for some dump, right? So we just talked about what we talked about, a double top, double bottom, right, on a 2D basis. But guess what? That's what we're getting right here, right? That's what we're getting right here on the 6-hour basis. So even though bears are slightly in control on a daily basis, on the 6-hour time frame, price is at support, right? It means bulls on control, right? Bulls are controlling the market, and we could see a potential pump to the upside, right? So guess what? If we get this pump, it could create a a W, right? And it could still retest the lows right here. So however, if we continue the uptrend, right, that's going to be nice, because we talk about the double top, double bottom on the 2D basis, right? Remember, we talk about the double top, double bottom on the 2D basis right here, right? So that could be a valid argument, right, for the bulls to basically say, hey, we're most likely going to be pumping to the upside. However, once we get to like a 52 to a 54K area, we just have to be cautious, because bears can still basically wreck us back down to a support all the way down to 53. So to me, it makes sense, right, to respect for now, okay? Respect this level, right, just in case we do not break out below it, okay? Just in case we do not break out below it, right? So something to basically keep in mind. MACD is negative, so that's not a good sign, even though the pattern is bullish. So let's see if we can get some heavy support right here, okay? If we can get some good buying pressure, I don't see any buying pressure right now. That's kind of a big concern right now for the bulls, right? For the bulls. So MACD is negative, so we're going to need our MACD to flip positive, right, over the next like a few hours, right? If not, we could basically just retrace all the way down to 0.618 right here, okay, on the low degree, right there, swing low to swing high, 0.618 all the way down, going to be almost at 45K, okay? If we lose the if we basically lose the flat correction. Remember, this flat correction, they're not 100%. They don't have to play out at 100%, right? I seen it before last year on sushi, beautiful flat correction. It dumped down to 0.618, right, before going all the way up to $20. We've seen it on Filecoin, or not Filecoin, but DeFi also. DeFi, I think, dumped down to like when it was like a 20,000, something like that, 25,000, then pump all the way up to 100,000. So something to basically something we just got to keep in mind. But one thing I like also on the 8-hour regarding the bullish pattern is like we got a sort of a double top, double bottom right here. We discussed it multiple times on waves and on basically algo, BAT, Litecoin, Filecoin. We discussed this pattern and we said whenever we get it, we just have to respect it. Okay, it got a high probability chance to basically continue the uptrend, right? We got one right here, right there, right? And what happened? We pumped it upside. Yes, we don't care what happened next, we just play out. Yes, we do care about what happened next, right? But you know what I mean, right? The pattern was calling for an uptrend. We got the uptrend, okay? After the uptrend, you just have to reanalyze, right? So we could potentially get the same sort of breakout to the upside if we find support right here temporarily at 46.6 up to basically a 47.5 range, right? That's going to be the temporary support. If we break down, we got 45K, okay, in the short term, right? And then we're gonna basically reevaluate, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the hourly basis. So hourly doesn't look happy. No sort of hourly divergence at all. So we got a bearish crossover right here. So if we push back up, we got a short-term hourly resistance we got to take care of, just about like a 47.6, okay, 47.6. So no sort of a bull divergence on our hourly. So bulls got a lot of work to do. So we got to get some hourly bullish divergence right here, unless we just get a big 6-hour reversal candle like what we had right here. Okay, right there, that's a 6-hour candle, right? On the hourly basis you can see it because you're looking at the hourly basis, but if you take a look at the 6-hour right here, you can see like it was a 6-hour breakout. Okay, and it did close above resistance right here. So but bears did not look so strong to reverse the entire 6-hour candle in a 6-hour in a 6-hour candle also, right? But they back in price is back to support and all that good stuff, right? Let's do this right here. So gotta stay above support. If we break below support, we most likely going to be retesting 0.618, 50% to 0.618 right here. 47.7 down to a 45.7 down to a 45.1, give or take, right? Right, so let me take a look at the chart room before we go ahead and dive into the analysis for hey Baba Yaga, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Hey Sen, what's up? YouTube just said. So Sen, what do you think about the dominance? Okay, before we take a look at Ethereum, let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance, right? So we talk about the BTC dominance, right? Ooh, I like it, man. I like the dominance. So let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance. So what we said regarding the BTC dominance previously was like we could potentially get a reversal, right? That reversal in the short term could be bad for alt, right? However, if you're basically trying to project like October, November, December volatility, it could be a great sign for alt, because what we said was like we got our reversal right here, started back in May 17th, right? Remember guys, most people remember what happened back in May 17th. Let's not go back through it, right? We pump all the way up to the upside on the BTC dominance. It means like BTC basically shook out the market, and basically we alt dump and BTC dominance pump all the way up to 50%. And what happened back in July, we know what happened back in late July. We were bullish, not based on the BTC dominance, but based on the BTC pattern, right? So we dump right down to 40%. That's why you're saying like Solana, AVAX, Atom, Filecoin, they all pump. Most of the top coin, XDZ, they all pumped. What happened to the BTC dominance? Retest of what? Support right here. Okay, so what we're expecting is like, we know a bull divergence on a 2D basis, 3D basis is always a bullish setup. Okay, we got a bull divergence on our MACD, we got a bull divergence on our RSI. What could we expect right here is like a potential flat. But what we said, remember what we said regarding the BTC price action, we said a flat correction is what? A continuation pattern. Continuation from where? Wherever we started the previous impulsive wave, right? Where's our previous impulsive wave? Right here. Okay, so if we're going to continue the impulsiveness, right, we could be looking for another impulsive wave down here, right? Meaning like BTC dominance, right, could retest the 2017 lows right there. Okay, so it is not, for alt it is a good sign, but for BTC it might not be a good sign. It could mean like BTC may not be breaking out above 65k also, right? Also, it could mean also BTC could break out above 65 and go all the way up to some crazy prices, but it is not going to be breaking out as fast as alt. That's all it means. So we don't know what will the what the BTC price will do just by looking at the BTC dominance. For instance, right now, you look at the BTC price action, you can't really, you can't really say, how BTC was behaving unless you know exactly, the BTC chart. You see what I'm saying? For instance, right there, the BTC dominance was going up. You can't just say like BTC price was going up or BTC price was going down. You have to take a look at the BTC price. So it is not a direct correlation. So just because the BTC dominance is going to go down or go up doesn't mean like BTC price will basically follow the BTC dominance. Do you see what I'm saying? So something to keep in mind. Like for instance, right here, I said it previously, right? I said it in my previous analysis. The BTC dominance pumped from 39K up to 50K, but the BTC price action was dumping. So you can't just look at the BTC dominance and say, oh, BTC dominance pumped, BTC pumped. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not a 100% correlation. I don't think they correlated at all. Okay, the BTC dominance just gives you the relationship between the alt and BTC, how fast they're moving, okay, or how slow one is moving relative to the other one. That's it. So you can basically analyze the BTC dominance without even looking at the BTC price action. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. So let's see over the next like a few days if we can basically retest 58K. Okay, it means like we're going to be ready for alt season. If we get back up, not 58 but 50K, 50%, not 58K. So it means like if and only if we retest 50K, 50%, right, we basically gotta be ready for alt season. So it is a good time to start like positioning and looking at alt we like and all that good stuff, and what type of a pump they could make if and only if BTC retraces all the way up to 50%, right? Because it is going to be some massive pump, guys. Just Solana pump like a nearly 10x, right? When BTC dump from the BTC dominance dumped from 50% down to 40%. Can you imagine if the BTC dominance, right, dumped from 50%, right, all the way down to like 35%, right here. It means like most of the top coins going to be pumping 10x, 20x, right? So and the low cap alt could be pumping like 50x, 100x, just like what happened back in 2017. Most of you guys probably don't remember what happened back in 2017, but back in 2017, from like a not December, but from like a November, actually, right? November right here, the first dump, BTC tried to fight back, but alt said no, right? BTC dominance dumped 50%. What happened back then was like most of these alt pumped like 100%, not 100%, but 100x in like a 30 days. Okay, some of them pumped like a 200x in like a 2 month. It is going to be crazy. So you guys got to be ready, man. If you basically did not experience what happened back in 2017, you got to be ready, because some of these alt, they're gonna pump a lot. They're gonna pump a lot, guys. You guys going to be amazed. You're gonna be like, you're gonna think like you're a genius, because whatever you touch going to be gold. Like you're gonna buy a nonsense coin like outside the top 10,000. I don't know if you got 10,000 coins or not, and that sucker gonna pump 10x, and you're gonna think like you're a genius. And that coin might pump like, let's say, from $1 to $10, and YouTube is gonna start to pump it. Oh, coin XYZ going to go to $100, and you're gonna start dollar cost averaging when that sucker dump, or when that sucker starting to pump. You're gonna start buying more and thinking like it's gonna go to the moon, and that's how the end of the bull market most likely going to look like. So gotta be mentally ready, cannot be jumping in and out. Gotta buy the accumulation range, you know, September, October. As I said it, guys, September, October. Okay, it is a good time to accumulate alt if you're accumulating for the macro, you know, for those macro targets. Not just based on time, but based on price, because you got macro target based on price. You got macro target based on price, meaning like sometimes you just have to suck it up and wait for like a, you know, 2 to 3 years. Sometimes you just have to suck it up and wait for 2 weeks, and price action could pump 10x, all that good stuff, right? Just like Solana, okay, $20 to you know, $200. We've seen it on Filecoin from $22 all the way up to you know, all the way up to $200 also back in February, right, all the way up to April. Okay, so be ready, be mentally ready. I'm not saying it will happen. I just don't want people to be buying the tops, okay, for most of these alt, because you're gonna have to wait for another 18 months or even like a 3 years or even 5 years for this alt to retest the, you know, absolute top and all that good stuff, right? So be ready for all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and dive into Ethereum. Did we break support? We still have support. 46.9 is a support, right? So now let's take a look at Ether. So Ether, we got a double top. We can't ignore it. As of now, the only thing we can call it is a double top. But bears could be saying, oh man, bulls actually, right? Could be saying, okay, we did not retest the absolute top, right? Excuse me. So we can call this a divergence, right? So, but most of the time, okay, when we pump like within like 80 to 90% of the top, I like to call it a divergence, because sometimes market is so volatile, you're not going to get everything you're looking for. Sometimes you just have to suck it up. As of now, it is a divergence on a 3D basis, right? So we just have to wait and see if Ether bulls could basically defend the 3000, right, down to a 2850. It is still going to be a consolidation range, right? Remember what we said when Ether was at 3350, right? What we said was like, once we break out above 3350, the low cap alt going to be pumping. Guess what, guys? That's exactly what happened, right? Exactly. As soon as we close above 3350 right here, let's go back first before we talk about 3350. After we hit this range, what we said was like, we're going to be accumulating. Okay, we just don't know if we're going to break it. However, if we break out above it, we're going to see some breakout to the upside from these alt, right? Low caps alt, right? They broke out with it. After BTC broke out above 50500, right, 50.5, we said the top alt going to be breaking out, and that's what happened, right? Litecoin, Filecoin, Bitcoin Cash, you know, you name it, Tezos, all of them broke out as soon as BTC broke out above 50.5. That was like a spot on. So right now we back down to a 33.5, down to a 28.5 support right here. Okay, 2850, 3350 range going to be support for the bulls. On the lower degree, we can see it, but bears could be calling for this bull flag for some reason. Okay, I mean, not for some reason, but it could potentially create some you know, head and shoulder, not bull flag, but head and shoulder pattern formation, and they're going to be saying, oh, we're going to dump 1-to-1 extension and all that good stuff, and that could take them all the way down to based on linear, you know, relationship, it could dump all the way down to 1700. However, I don't like to use the linear direction right here. We could use the log scale, right? If and only if, okay? So 1-to-1 extension going to be almost at 23. If and only if we get the head and shoulder. I'm not sure if we will, but something to basically keep in mind, right? That's a bearish setup for Ether. If we break out below the you know 2850 support, right? Something to basically keep in mind. So now the bullish pattern, right? Let's take a look at it on a 2D basis. The bullish pattern, guys, Ether not showing bullishness, so it's not showing bullishness so far, right? And really, yeah, Ether is not showing bullishness as of now. Okay, so as much as I want to find some bullish pattern for Ether, the support gotta hold first. Okay, so we still got our weekly 21 right here, just about like a 2780. So that range, as we said, 2850, 3350 is accumulation, and our weekly 21 is just about like a 2786. Okay, as far as bullishness, the only thing I can say regarding short-term bullishness is like MACD on our weekly time frame, it is still positive, right? As you can see right here, we did close above the weekly resistance, but the following week we got wiped out. Okay, wiped out the entire weekly gains right here. So that's not a good sign regarding the Ether bulls, right? But it doesn't mean it is going to dump all the way down to some crazy prices. Ether, if you basically trading it on the macro view, I don't think you should be worrying like if Ether drop down to 2,500, because you most likely not going to be seeing these prices again in the next 3 to 5 years. So Ether, the lower it drops, right, I think the better it is for the bulls, okay? Because you're not going to see these prices in the next like 3 to 5 years. Yes, we could go all the way up to some crazy prices, 10K, 13K, 15K, I don't know, okay? And retrace down to these lows, and you're going to be reaccumulated. You're going to miss the big pump. We said it right here when Ether was at $300. Remember, I was one of the biggest bear on Ether, right? I was calling for Ether $50 and all that good stuff, right? However, after we basically flipped bullish on BTC, I could not help it, okay, to be I could not help it, and I was just bullish on Ether, right here. What I was saying was like, don't try to short it, okay? Don't try to short it. Just accumulate the $300 to $400 range, because once we break out, it could go, with BTC, and we're gonna see some nice prices to the upside. And I was bullish on Ether all the way up, guys. I was never bearish on Ether, as soon as we broke out, especially above 410. So if you've been watching me last year, back in October and all that good stuff, you know how important $410 was for Ether to break out above 410, to be specific, okay? 410. As soon as we broke out above 410, that's it. We said, guys, let's pack our stuff, because we're going to the moon and all that good stuff, right? And exactly, we landed right here to the moon, right? 4,000, right? And basically now we are looking to reaccumulate, right? So it doesn't look happy at all, okay? If you're bullish on Ether, just be cautious, right? Just be cautious, because as I said it right here, we can be calling for 5K. Even though 5K is a directional target, it might not be the directional target we're looking for right now, okay? It is a directional target, but we could see some pullbacks first, right? Why it is a directional target? If you do a swing high down to swing low, 0.78, not 0.786, but 1.27 to 1.41, going to be all the way up to a 5,000 to a 5,500 range, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, we have to break out above the all-time high, and we're going to be sucking it up for some juicy prices, right? So something to keep in mind for Ether. So let's take a look at Ether regarding the 200-day weekly, okay? It doesn't respect it a lot on a weekly basis. Yeah, right here, I mean, it doesn't have enough history to respect the 200-day weekly, right, moving average. So let's see. I'm not saying we will go there, but let's see if BTC is to retest like the 200-day moving average. We could see over the next like a few years or even few months if Ether could retest it. So it is not a call, it is just a heads up, something to basically keep something to keep in mind going forward and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether on a lower degree. So on the lower degree, I like the pattern. I like it. Okay, even though the high time frame is not showing any bullishness, right? This pattern right here, if you go back and take a look at most of the altcoins back in September 2020, right, October 2020, all the way down to December, they created this pattern. Okay, so they dumped from like a mid-August, dump all the way down and started accumulating like from August through September. They've been moving sideways, right? So you can go ahead and check it yourself, right, before they continue to the upside. So I like the pattern. So if we basically want to create a double top, double bottom, in general, once again, it is a bearish pattern, but however, sometimes they can they can move back, they can pull back down to a 0.786 and give us a reversal, right? So the lower degree, I'm liking it, right, as long as we can stay above support right here, just about like a 3,000 range, give or take, due to the volatility. You can basically just be try to be exact and all that good stuff, right? So 3,000 to 33 3300, right? Going to be the support area right here, the entire range right there. Okay, we will see if we can form some sort of a bull divergence in this range. Okay, some sort of bull divergence. I like the triple top. The only bearish setup I can see, not only bearish setup, but it is a bearish setup. Okay, it is a double top, double bottom, right here. So if we break out below the support area right here, we could be you know, looking for lower prices, right? As you can see right here regarding Ether right here, we call the top right here also, right? Not call the top, but we said it's time to get out right here, right? 2850. What happened right here? What we said, it is time to see some lower prices also. So the double top, double bottom I'm talking about, it is right here, as you can see, right? If we break out below support right there, right? If we break below the support range, we could be dragging down. Okay, that's not good. That's not a good sign for the bulls, but sometimes we have to suck it up. All right. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Solana. So Solana, we're gonna start off on Sol USDT. Let's take a look at it on Binance. Okay guys, so make sure to hit the likes, guys. Thanks a lot for hitting the likes. So if you haven't subscribed yet, right, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't basically hit the bell notification, make sure to do so you can get these macro analysis, short-term analysis, and all that good stuff. If you have any alt you want me to talk about, make sure to put it in the chat room. So as now, I'll talk about Solana. I'm gonna go through the alt list and all that good stuff, right? It doesn't matter, low cap alt, higher ranking alt, you know, zero market cap alt, and all that good stuff, right? Zero market cap alt, right? So I mean like new alt and all that good stuff, right? So Solana right here. So Solana, I was watching the daily time frame, right? We did have a nice support right here, and we pumped back up, did not quite hit the 0.618. I was expecting a pullback up to a 0.618 right there, right? We got rejected at 50%. Now we back down to the 200 EMA. So MACD is bearish. Bulls most likely, bears most likely going to try to take out the daily 21, because they know most bulls gonna be buying at the daily 21. So the move right here could be a temporary fake out, and we could also get a flat right here where we're going to be retesting the 170 or even up to a 180. So it is still correcting on a daily basis, right? So now let's take a look at the 2D basis, right? Just in case we break out below the daily 21, next support going to be 2-day 21 EMA. It is going to be right around like 120. Okay, I was worried at first, right, for the bulls to lose control of the daily 21 and retest the 2-day 21, but bulls managed to give us a nice 15% pump from the 145 entry right here, a 20% pump. Okay, so if we lose control right here, we could definitely suck it up and look for the 120 support, the 2D 21. The worst case scenario to me, it is like a retest of the 3D 21 right here, all the way down to a 108, 109 potentially. Okay, I don't see us retesting the weekly 21, right? I don't see us retesting the weekly 21 this week. Okay, unless something like crazy happens, right, and we see a massive dump down to like a 74, a 50% dump. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, could we dump all the way down to the weekly 21? Possibly, right? But it is not something I'm planning on right now, right? So keep that in mind, right? So Solana, short-term support, primary support, daily 21. We at the daily 21. Secondary support going to be the 2-day 21 at 123. Okay, so if we dump, you know what to look for, and if we pump, definitely we still got the 0.618 as a potential resistance, right? So I like the once again, I like the the lower time frame also, you know, we could still create the divergence right here, right? Retesting the 145 and pushing back up, which is basically the flat correction we just talked about before even retesting the daily 21, 2-day 21. But by then, with all the noise, the 2-day 21 could be right here. That's the problem. Okay, so let's just see, right, if we're gonna respect the you know, the 134, 145 support again, right there. MACD is crossing bearish. Volume is kind of low, so I think something volume is kind of low, so I think like we could see something you know, something positive from the bulls over the next like a few hours and so on, right? Even though MACD is negative right here, because it can flip positive again quickly if we basically get the you know, flat right here before getting the retest right here, push back up, or even getting the retest, bull flag, bear flag, and basically down. That's possible, but we will discuss it. I like the support range right here. Okay, I like the support range, the primary support range, right? So someone want to talk about ICP, Hex, OMG, Moonboy in the house, Crypto Moonboy. Want to talk about OMG, USD, SLY. Want to talk about MITH. I think MITH broke out. I will take a look at it. Hey, what's up, Skybit? We will take a look at XRP. XRP, where is our XRP? I mean, I talk about BTC macro support and all that good stuff, right? So depending on if you're trading on the, if you're trading the hourly, if you're trading the monthly and all that good stuff, I broke it down from the monthly time frame all the way down to the hourly. So if you watch the live stream from the beginning, right, you could basically check out the monthly support, monthly resistance, right? Because you can basically you can get confused with your macro targets and your lower degree you know, targets and all that good stuff, right? So depending what type of a trader you are, you can you know, go back and check the analysis. But I will go ahead and take a look at XRP for Mr. Skybit Moonboy. Skybit is so Moonboy. His name start with the sky. Market is not dumping, it's just correcting. Put the X. If you're short-term trading, yes, it's dumping. But if you're staying with the weekly time frame and higher, it is just moving sideways, guys. We've been pumping since like July 20th, okay, July 23rd, right? Let's say the last week of July. So it is normal to get a 2 weeks break, okay? People are going to be taking profits, okay? People are going to be taking profits. Okay, so ICP, Hex, Flux, EGLD, Farm. Okay, Farm. Let's see if it's gonna be breaking the $200 support. Yeah, MITH. Yeah, MITH. I got it. Okay, I think this is it, right? Okay, let's go ahead and start off with XRP, right? For Skybit first. Oh man, look at me! I'm so Moonboy. I'm typing Skybit, XRP. Let's take a look at it on Poloniex. Okay, so XRP, it is still under consolidation, right? On a 3D basis, we just flipped negative. That's not a good sign. But on a macro view, what we're saying is like the entire range right here for XRP versus BTC, it is just accumulation. Okay, to me, right, personally, right, you know, if we break out above this range, we could be seeing some crazy prices right there. Okay, so I know we retested the 600 700 support, right? We discussed it. We weren't surprised about the dump, right? What we were saying was like just buy the dip right here, because we're going to be retesting the top, and that's exactly what happened. We hit our target all the way up to 4,000. As of now, the entire range right here, it is just consolidating, okay, with a small double top double bottom. We discussed in our premium right here. You can see it clearly on a daily basis. What we were saying was like we could still retest the low 2000, so it is still a support, okay, versus BTC. The worst case scenario is like just to retest the 700 600 support, just for a you know, triple bottom right there, 1 2 right, and 3 right there. Okay, that's the worst case scenario as of now. Let's take a look at it on the monthly, because we haven't talked about XRP on a monthly basis for a while. So monthly basis, we're still struggling to break out above the monthly 21 EMA. We did break out versus USD, right? We did break out above the 21 EMA. However, on the monthly, I do like it. I like the monthly bullish divergence right here, right? Just like on the 3D basis, right? We talk about it on BTC. If we get a bullish divergence on our 3D basis around the if BTC is around the low 30K, we're going to get a breakout, right? So XRP is basically doing it on a monthly basis. Okay, so it means like it is a good sign, okay, on the macro scale. So as of me, right, I mean for me, right, as of now, right, it is a good sign, and I'm bullish on XRP even if it dumps down to the 2000 to below 2000, all the way down to 600 sats. Okay, because we know it is just a matter of time, right, to get this move back up. Right, so, and we've seen it before, guys. We've seen it right here. Beautiful bull divergence. You don't have enough history to see it right here on your MACD, but this pattern, it is always 9 out of 10, 99 out 99 out of 100, right? It is a bull divergence, right? Even if you can find your MACD and all that good stuff. So hopefully we're not going to make it right here where we're going to do something like that, but we will see. So to me, as of now, it is under accumulation, and we're going to get that move at some point. No one knows when. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to ICP BTC. Unlike ICP BTC, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Come on, bulls. ICP, you put in a IPC. Let's check with that ICP on a 2D basis, right? So ICP, I like the structure. It is a very nice complex, not very complex, but it is a nice bottom formation. Okay, so we just seen it on CFX. Okay, but the problem was like the difference, not problem, but the difference between a CFX and ICP is like CFX retested the support right here. So could we see a retest of the support for ICP? Absolutely. It is going to be nice in terms of like a triple bottoming right there. 1 2 3. Okay, if we get the triple bottom right here, we could get a breakout from this range. Okay, we could get the breakout. Not saying the breakout going to be a bull market breakout or anything like that, but at least we could basically break out above this accumulation range. Are we going to be retesting it later on right here and reaccumulate again, right, before going for a bull market? That's possible, right? But one thing we want to do is like we just want to get out of this range. Okay, resistance right there. Okay, I liked it when it was right here, and I said it when ICP was dumping on the 2D basis. The first pump right here, most people FOMO'd in our premium. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I saw the pump because I was anticipating a pump at some point. But one thing we were anticipating also was like a retest of the bottom. Once we retest the bottom, $28, $25 range, we're going to be taking it to the moon, right? And we got that move, we could potentially retest it, and I think that's going to be just a temporary, not temporary support, a permanent support. If it is going to be a temporary support, that could be bad, right, in the short term, right here, because we could basically be dropping lower. Okay, how low we're going to drop, we might need to take a look at the market cap, because ICP right now, it is almost 10 billion market cap. Okay, so for the bulls, I think like ICP even pulling back down lower in terms of macro view, it is a good sign, because in order to get those massive gains, because if we pump a 10x right now, we're going to be like 100 billion market cap, and it's going to be saturated to basically pump above 100 billion market cap. You guys can see it right on ADA could not break out above 100 billion market cap, right? BNB could not break out cleanly, okay, above like a 900 billion market cap. Dogecoin could not break out above 100 billion market cap. So 100 billion market cap, it is very important to keep an eye on it, like not just keep an eye on the price action and oh, we pumping, but I think like somewhere around like a 60 to 70 billion market cap, it is a resistance. It doesn't matter which alt you're looking at, and once you hit like 90 to 100 billion market cap, it is also a big resistance, right? Something to basically keep in mind. So I think in the long run, right, we want, yes, we want ICP to pump, but in the long run, right, if we dump below support right here, we could go for a macro reaccumulation somewhere around here. Okay, and these alt, once they break out below support, they like to break out at least 45 to 50%. Some of them, the low cap alt, they like to break out like almost 70%. But I think like if and only if we break out below support, I think somewhere around like a 45% capitulation, right, could be a good level to start like a dollar cost average in it. The reason why I'm saying it is like we've seen it last year on alt. Like we were bullish on alt back in August, right? We started being bullish back in June, right, all the way up to August. But August we started being more bullish. Okay, so the suckers started dumping, okay, dumped on us and dumped all the way down to support area, and some of them capitulated like 40% below support, like Raven, you name it, Raven, Nano, okay, they all broke out below support, like Ethereum Classic, right? They all broke out below support before going like for a 10x move and all that good stuff. So you gotta be ready. I know you might not care about ICP BTC, but you have to pay attention to it, okay, just in case, because it is always nice to say like we're gonna go up, but at the same time, right, we just have to be honest to ourselves and say, if we play in the macro, sometimes we might wait an extra 6 months or even a year to get those 20, 30, 40x moves, right? So just keep that in mind. I think the pattern looks very, very nice, and we got a very good chance to hold support if we retest it, right? But if we break it, it is just going to be a second chance. Okay, it is going to give us a second chance. And MACD RSI right here, the RSI looks pretty good, guys. Take a look at it right here, right? Double top, double bottom. What do we expect after that? Breakout. Okay, so let's see what will happen, right? Let's see. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next alt. Hey, what's up, Vet? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look at Hex. Hex. Okay, Hex, I gotta take a look at it right here on Coin Pro. Let's take a look at it on Hex BTC. So Hex BTC, it is very, 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 very overextended. Okay, kind of like a Matic, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful accumulation range right here. I remember you were talking about Hex like for the last, few months. Okay, I'm glad you've been patient with it. Sometimes it is very, very good to be patient if you believed on something, right? So you gotta be patient. Okay, you gotta be patient and wait for your turn. Weekly time frame, we just hit resistance right here. right? Just hit resistance almost at 1000 sats. Sucker pumped, man. So let's take a look at it on a 3D basis. I think our previous analysis, what we were saying was like we way above our 2D time frame, we way above our 3D time frame. So no sign of bearishness. Okay, we could start seeing some sign of bearishness once we start like violating the 3D 21 EMA. Okay, so support going to be 3D 21. It is right around at 600 sats. Okay, so which is far away, right? On the 2D basis, it is just about 700 sats. Okay, it looks pretty good. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. Nothing bearish. We got a double top. It could be the top, it could be the top, but we're still above our 21 EMAs on our 2D and 3D. Okay, we don't want to break it. We don't want to break it. So if bulls are taking profits right now, they're most likely going to be reaccumulating right here for a potential retest for the third time, the 1000 sats and all that good stuff, right? So keep an eye on hex on the 2D basis. I think like anything below the daily time frame and all that good stuff might be just noise, right? Yeah, daily 21, you could create a flat correction right here. Let's clean up the chart. Yeah, hex pump like crazy. So sometimes that's why I don't like when people say something is scam and all that good stuff. 99% of these crypto projects are just scam too, right? So someone cannot say my project is better and your project is a scam. You can't say that. Okay, I don't care if it is a scam or not. All I'm saying is most people made a lot of money off of it, so that's the most important. And people don't care after they make money too, right? They're looking for the next project to pump. So right here you could get a double top double bottom right here and retest the bottom right there, and could get another big move. But MACD will basically got to agree with that, because as of now it is negative. So it means like you got a pretty good chance to retest the 800 sats at least, right? So OMG, I think OMG is next. Let's see, Craig, let's go ahead and take a look at farm for Craig. Farm USD. I think I got a farm set up, farm USD. Let's see on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, talking about farm, as you can see the setup we got right here, right? The double top, double bottom. We just talked about it on what on ICP, right? What I was saying was like ICP can still retest the bottom and still break below it, but it is going to eventually push back up. You can see the setup is right there on farm, right? So farm, we already got our triple bottom right here, so it is just consolidating right now, right? It is just consolidating on a daily basis. Don't see a bullish pattern yet. A bullish pattern. It is just consolidating on a daily basis. We still got our negative MACD. We could draw a resistance trend line right there and a support right there as of now, right? So if we get the breakout, since like the momentum is on the downside as of now, so we could respect the downside momentum, right? And support going to be, first support going to be 167 at 382, 50% pullback going to be at 126, based on the downside momentum we're receiving right now. Okay, however, if we break out to the upside, we still got our resistance right there, all the way up to 370. Okay, all the way up to 370. Let's take a look at it on 3D. Okay, so on the 3D we do have a negative momentum. Okay, so that's not good, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. Okay, we got a negative momentum, right? The 3D looks better to analyze right now on farm, right? So kind of a same same price level we could look for if we get the breakdown right here. Okay, so we're gonna need to get another bullish MACD. Low sell volume though, low sell volume, which is a good sign, meaning like even if we dump lower, we're still going to recover pretty fast, right? So that is it for farm. Okay, now let's move on to OMG for the only moon boy pumping right now, OMG USD. So OMG, I'm bullish on OMG. You guys know I'm not just bullish on OMG like for a 10% pump, but I think we got a massive pump. Okay, so let's see, do this. So today is still bullish, right? 3D is looking great, right? No sign of bearishness. It is making a bull flag right here. You could call it, you know, you could say a potential breakout. On the low degree, yes, it is a triangular formation, and we're going to talk about it. You could be looking for one-to-one extension to the upside. However, the easiest thing to do is just look for short term. I know you want to basically look for a short-term target and all that good stuff. The short-term resistance is going to be right around like a $13. 3D 21, once again, it is going to be at $7 right there, right here. But I would focus on OMG BTC. OMG BTC looks way better. It looks way better. Okay, it looks really nice. It looks nice, man. So another basically a pattern we just talked about it, okay, on ICP right here. You see the pattern right here, okay? That's it is a potential pattern also ICP could be making. That's what I was trying to explain to you. As you can see on OMG, what happened after that? Bang, okay, a 600% move. All right, actually 10x move, right? So right here OMG looks pretty juicy, just like QSP. We talked about QSP before the breakout. Right now I think it is like around like a 120 and all that good stuff, right? So beautiful parabolic move to the upside, another parabolic move to the downside, a double bottom right there. So we're looking for another parabolic move. The problem is we just don't know when we're gonna get it, because it could also give us another triple bottom right here before pumping to the upside. All right, but we know over the next like a few months we're gonna get a parabolic move on OMG. Okay, that's just how bullish I am, right? 3D MACD looks pretty healthy. Okay, beautiful right here. So we got all the time in the world to pump OMG. It is just about like a 1 billion market cap, guys. Only 1 billion market cap. Only even Dogecoin pumped to like a 90 billion. So just to be like a, you know, just to hit like a 10% of Dogecoin market peak of 90 billion, we're gonna be right around like a 9 billion. So it is a 9x to 10x move, right, coming up for OMG. Right, not financial advice, I'm just telling you what I see, right? Okay, BTC, you're welcome, Craig. Pundi X. Let's go ahead and move on to Pundi next. Yeah, Pundi is just correcting. I know it's dumping, but we do have a support right here. Okay, so it is a, I don't want to look at it as a I mean, it is a double top, double bottom. We talked about it on Ether not too long ago, right? So it is a double top, double bottom. In general, you know, when I'm bearish, when market is bearish, these guys, you gotta short these suckers, right, for continuation. However, I don't think it is a bearish, strongly bearish pattern, because we could get a triple bottom and retest the top. Okay, and that's what I would favor as of now. Even though the pattern is bearish, I would favor a reaccumulation at the bottom. Okay, I would favor a reaccumulation at the bottom. Okay, And if we break it, oops, that's going to be bad. Okay, that's going to be bad if we break it. Okay, if we break it, we got a long space to cover right here, a lot of space to cover. Okay, and we could assume, right, 50% pullback to a 0.618, going to be right here, and we're going to be waiting for some sort of a bull divergences, right, right here. If we get there, okay, could accumulate, but just wait for the bull divergence, right? Meaning like price action could dump right here, pump right here, and dump right there, and create a wedge pattern / bull divergence, right? And you're gonna be saying, oops, all my MACDs, RSI, and all that good stuff calling for a reversal. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's see what we're gonna get. So that, I think you guys might want to pick up a bag of Pulse Chain. So Pulse Chain, when it comes out within the next few months, could be a very good long-term investment. Biggest airdrop of PRC20 clones too. It is not a financial advice, says USCG vet. Okay, Pulse Chain. Let's take a look at Pulse. Should be on. Is it Pulse Chain, or it is not DeFi Pulse? So it's not out yet. Okay. It's not out yet. Okay, next one, it is going to be MITH. So MITH BTC, take a look at the 3D. Yeah, MITH is kind of tricky. Okay, it is a bit tricky. Yeah, I started being bullish on MITH right here last year. Pump all the way to 115, dump back down to 30, pump all the way up to 300. It got the job done. We making another bull divergence right here. Okay, so let's see. We could still break out to the upside. I think it is just consolidating, kind of like what we've seen on FET, right? IOXT, H bar, and this one, I think it's not CALR. Okay, so it could break out and pump above the resistance right here. This range was the June 2019. It did it did pump all the way up to the June 2019 resistance is right there. Okay, so next resistance is almost, that's June. Okay, the top of the June resistance was almost 1,000 sats, so it got a long way to go. Okay, but market cap is low, so it can do it with no problem, right? However, something to keep in mind, right? We could get another move to the downside right here to reaccumulate before going further all the way up to 1,000 sats. Okay, so it might not be a direct shot. Okay, so if you believe in the projects, right, you can still suck it up. Okay, so support range going to be just about like a 30 sats. It's a long way. It is a 70% drop, but that's how these guys behave, man. If you're looking for like a 10x move, 20x move, you got to give them at least a 25% volatility, right? At least, okay? And it is versus BTC. It can drop like, let's say, down to a 40%, but if BTC pump like $150,000, you might not even see any change in your dollar value. You see what I'm saying? Only the BTC value is going to drop, but the dollar value might stay the same, right? So support going to be just about like a, let's say 50 to 30 sats. We talk about this type of prices on CELR and all that good stuff when they were right around like $10. We were calling for $10. Oh gosh, 10 sats. We were calling for those, you know, crazy prices like, you know, 350, 350, 500 sats, 1000 sats on FET, you know, FTM and all that good stuff. You name it, right? So the big target going to be almost 1000 sats. Okay, I will keep an eye on Pulse chain. I mean, let me take a note. Okay, Pulse chain from VET, USCG, USC. I think that is it, right? Yeah, BTC looks to be weak again against alt, some alt, yeah. Like Dragon Chain, we talked about Dragon Chain back in the spring, right? Okay, as you can see, like we knew what we were saying was like after your parabolic move, you're gonna expect another parabolic move. Right here, you got this move, we got the move to the downside, so we said like we're gonna get another parabolic move all the way up to like a nearly 2,500 sats right there. But what happened on Dragon Chain was like it basically created another triple bottom right here. So the triple bottom, I would call it double bottom, we made right here, it is similar to what we had right here. So it means like we could get a 1.618 extension to the upside of the previous move, this move right here, if we would just want to expand it. And 1.618 gonna take us all the way up to like a 2,500. And accumulation for Dragon Chain was like 200 sats to 300 sats. But once again, I'm not looking for like a 30% move, 20% move. I'm looking for the big move, so I have to suck it up. Like it could take a month, a year to get there, but it's kind of like Hex. You wait for a year, but you get your 100x. Hey, what's up, IML? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. I don't like ADA USD, but I like ADA BTC better. So ADA BTC, now we making a bearish pattern, right? A bearish pattern, but volume is low right there, so we can still retest the top. What we were saying was like 6550 range going to be the resistance. Yes, we did not retest we did not test 6500, right? We hit 6200. Now we're retesting down, we dumping back down to the 3D 21 right here. So we could pump back up over the next like a few days. The sell volume is kind of low, so if we do not get high sell volume, we most likely going to be reversing to the upside, right? So, but if we get high sell volume, it means like we're going to be dumping down to the weekly 21, which is right now at 4100. Okay, if the sell volume is high enough, right? So which is nearly a 16 to a 20%, not 16, 13% probably right there, 10 to 13%, yeah, 13% drop versus BTC, right? Just to retest the weekly 21 right there. Okay, so we at resistance based on our closing basis. Okay, so we got weekly 21 support 4,000. We discussed our previous support right here, 3,000 right there before the pump to the upside, right, to a 5,000 and higher. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Atom. I'm very bullish on Atom. You guys know that, right? It's LCX guys still pumping. Okay, Atom BTC. Let's check out the macro target for Atom BTC. All right, so what what I was saying in my premium is like Atom BTC, right, on the macro scale, we're looking to a breakout above the resistance right here, and the next upside target going to be 190,000 sats. Okay, right now we at a we at resistance right there, almost at 100,000 sats, right? Hit nearly 90,000 sats. So if we break out above 100,000 sats, we're likely to break out all the way up to 100,000 sats, right? So it looks pretty juicy, right? It looks like a you know, a new macro trend, not a short-term breakout. Okay, it's been consolidating over the last few years since like 2019. Atom been just moving sideways versus BTC, so haven't seen yet a parabolic move. And if we are to pump like a pump all the way up to 190,000, right? It means like Atom USD could double in price. Okay, it could double in price, right? Because just to pump to 190,000 sats, we have to pump nearly over 100%. If BTC stays the same, Atom USD is likely to go 2x, right? However, the downside is like, I don't see any downside potential right now, but I see support right here. Okay, just in case we retest the 63,000. Okay, so Atom is looking good. Okay, it's looking very, very good. Yeah, been watching Atom like since June 2020. Right here I was expecting a retest of the bottom, but sucker pump, but it came back down, give us the retest of the bottom at 18,000 sats. Right now we're looking for a 10x move. Okay, if you've been holding long enough, all the way up to 180,000. Hey, what's up, Pablo? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Pablo S Crypto. All right, guys, it is almost 1 hour, over 1 hour and a half of live streaming. So thanks a lot for tuning in, right? And stay safe. September has never been a good month for BTC, right? So sometimes it is good to just take a break, especially on September. Take it slow, analyze the market, wait for the highest, volatility, time frame, which is going to be from October through December. It is going to be crazy. So just take a break. I mean, I'm not telling you to take a break, but take it slow, not financial advice, and wait for October. If you've been trading BTC for long enough, right, you're not going to miss out. You're not going to miss anything. Even if BTC pumps 10%, you're always going to get something that is waiting to pump. Always there is always something ready to be taken. Okay, as far as trading. Okay, so just because Atom is pumping doesn't mean like you missed the Atom pump. Just because Solana pump doesn't mean like you're not going to get any pump. Okay, most of these alt, as I said, especially alt BTC, they're going to go ballistic. Okay, they're going to go crazy if we're going to see another alt season. So we have to be mentally ready. Be ready for October, mid-October, late October range. Volatility gonna pick up, and we all gonna forget about September. We know September is a bad month. It is not something new. I said it back in January. I gave you guys a heads up. Okay, January, February, and all that good stuff. I was talking about how September going to be not a great month for BTC. Okay, we know that. Okay, so we okay with the low volatility, the low bearishness, and all that good stuff, right? So stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure to hit the likes, guys. Make sure to hit the likes also, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.